Hi guys, today I'm going to be going over what university in the UK is actually like, and I'm just going to be explaining off the top of my brain just everything that I can think of, but in the meanwhile, ignore all the stuff behind me. Like, it's messy, it's so messy in here, but yeah, I'm going to be explaining from my bedroom because I got nowhere else I can film without getting judged. I don't know how the vloggers and shit do it, but they do. So yeah, today's video is how university is in real life. First thing I would say is, if you are going to university and you're actually worried about it, or you're nervous about, I don't know, making friends or what people think about you, that's a load of bollocks. That is bullshit. Here in university, at least in the one that I'm in, on the south coast, like, you'll find a group. No one really gives a fuck about who you are, what you are. If people don't like you, they're not going to tell you. They're just gonna move on and find their group, and they might not like you. It's just the fact that you don't have any common interests. But what I can say is that in this university, in universities in general in the UK, you will find people that have the same interests as you. It's like 100% guaranteed. The problem is, you just want to be able to make friends with them and continue a relationship with them. But honestly, it's not hard. I don't think I've seen anyone isolated in university so far. My second point is, don't do what I done in the first few weeks and not join up to societies, because I didn't do it because I was being lazy and I was going out and I was waking up hungover the next day and I just couldn't be asked to go and sign up. But you need to sign up for societies. It's a must. You need to meet people that are like-minded. You need to go to those groups, and you need to find people that just, yeah, like I said earlier, have common interests with you, because you want to be who your friends are. You don't want to be hanging around with people that are just from one demographic. You want to be trying to like make as varied of a friend group as you can make. What I would say though is, if you don't smoke, if you don't drink, you're going to be asked, or I don't know, peer pressured sometimes into doing it. From my experience, no one goes, oh, do it, unless they know you have a reputation for doing something. But I wouldn't worry about the whole alcohol thing, because there's also a lot of other people that don't like drinking, that don't like smoking. I don't know why, but there are people. So if you're worried about that, it just doesn't make sense. As far as events go, I don't actually like going into town as much as I do staying here and having fun with people on campus, because the pre's are sometimes the best time. Sometimes the pre's are better than the actual club. I say that because unless you're absolutely off your trolley and you're going to a club, it can be so like boring, to be honest with you. Like, it's just people dancing, people playing music. That's my preference personally. Sometimes clubbing can be so boring, like unbelievably boring. But having a time with your mates on campus and going out, that's better. But you need to get sloshed in the pre's before you go out, especially for Freshers Week. As far as sports and stuff goes, there's gyms, there's football clubs, there's every single type of club that you want to join. So don't worry about missing out on the sport, because basically any group, any Russell Group uni or any decent uni in the UK, top 140 or something, is going to give you great sporting facilities. One thing I would say is, don't do what I've done again and fucking sort out your bed. You see my bed here? It has got no bedding on it, because every single time I've used it, it's been fucking flying off and stuff. We won't get into that or why that's happened, but it has. And I didn't do it properly from the start. I didn't like sort all my shit out properly from the start. And you need to do that when you get here, because everything else just becomes easier for you. And getting a routine of washing up, getting a routine of washing your clothes now and then, because trust me, you will fall out of that routine and you'll just have loads and loads of shit piled up, and it's just going to affect you negatively, especially when you're meant to be focusing on your lectures or your seminars or the work and tests that you're going to be getting through the year. Also, I'd say try and eat healthy when you're at university. I've seen a lot of people just cooking up pasta and eating cereal every single day. That's the standard, the bog standard. But I've been cooking up vegetables, I've been cooking up these nice foods. That's the one thing I have been doing well while I'm at university. And other people will be influenced by that. Other people are like, oh, I might need a banana, I need to go cut some food up. It's very, very cheap. People make the excuse that like healthy food's expensive. It's just you prefer to spend your money on something super, super, super cheap. that's basically going to give you diabetes. So try and eat healthy and definitely hydrate. Like, I have to drink at least one of these every single day. Otherwise, the alcohol from the previous night kicks into your head like a motherfucker. And also, you can't really concentrate unless you're hydrated. Like, I have turned up to my lectures hungover a few times now, and it's not been good. Like, I just can't concentrate fully, and I've had to go rewatch that lecture and make notes again here in my university dorm, just to make sure I've covered the content in a sober state of mind, if that makes sense. Another thing that I would say is that you should read as much as you can, whether that's on a personal level, like reading books about whatever's linked to your course or whatever. Like, for example, mine's marketing, so I've got a Diary of a CEO one from Stephen Bartlett, who's one of the top guys in the marketing department and in the world. So that's super beneficial for me to learn as I'm learning the books on my course as well. But I would say make that the priority, reading books on your course and not doing shit outside or trying to use YouTube or trying to use this. Just stick to the books on your course because it's got the specific content that your university is targeting towards you. Because you might go and search something up that was A-level, you might go search something up that was GCSE, and it has no relevance even though the subject title is the same. As far as accommodation goes and the room and everything, I'm extremely happy, I'll be honest with you. There's so much space. I could have filled this bit out here with clothes, but I've just done it with books and my work stuff. But what I would say is don't work too much in your dorm. There is some truth to when people say that working and sleeping in the same place negatively impacts your sleep, and that's 100% true. You think you should just sleep in your bed and use it as a sleeping / resting place, and you shouldn't be revising or working out in your bedroom too much, because it does have a psychological toll that I can't really explain to you. But the showers are amazing here. The space is good. I'm 6'6", and this is completely spacious. I'm free to roam. I'm not too uncomfortable. The bed's a little bit uncomfortable for me because of my size, but I've slept like that my whole life, so I'm kind of used to it, and it's not really a big deal. It's nice, it's off the ground. You can stick shit up, they don't really worry. Obviously it depends on which university you're at the end of the day. But in my university, they don't really give a fuck about anything, I'll be honest with you. If you're a student, it's all down to you, whether that's your work, whether that's your washing and all those things we mentioned before, whether that's your food, everything's down to you. You haven't got a mummy or daddy to tell you what you're gonna eat or cook you up stuff. So everything's on you, and there are pros and cons to that, 100%. The pros are you become much more self-efficient, and you become basically not a man or a woman, but you definitely become on a stage to becoming a man or a woman. It's that development stage before you become a full man or full woman. So I would say stay responsible, especially during the week. Like on Wednesdays, for example, here we have student nights. And yeah, sure, especially in the first year, go out on your student nights, have fun. And then I'll go out Friday, Saturday, and then I'll chill Sunday, and maybe I'll have a few drinks, but I won't go out. But on those other days, don't start going, oh, Monday's a perfect day to go out. But don't get into the trap of going, oh, Monday's a perfect day to go out, Tuesday's a perfect day to go out, and then eventually you're gonna get stuck in this loop where you're going out all the time if you've got an addictive personality like me. So just try and stay organized, or get something. Like what I do is I pick up my book and I will plan my whole day, the whole timings and everything of the day like that. And I'll just basically say what I'm doing to make sure I do it. And even writing it down, I don't always have to look at it. I can just remember it because I've written it down, and it takes pressure off my brain to try and remember things that I need to do. So I will reward myself. I will go and socialize. I will go and drink. I will go and do this. But also before that, at 8 a.m. I'm going to read. At 9 a.m. I'm going to shower. At 10 a.m. I'm going to eat, and then blah, 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 blah. That's how it works if you want to stay in check. I'm not saying do the exact same thing. I'm just saying have some structure and have some organization when you're planning your week or even a day. Doesn't matter what it is, but I'd say get up early and plan your day. I think one of the reasons that is so crucial is because you're not used to the system. I mean, you may be, but 99% of students aren't. And they're not used to this university system. They're not used to this way of life. So just having it written out for you from your own standpoint can be so beneficial. The final thing that I wanted to mention was clothes. I I thought when I turned up here, everyone's gonna be wearing Versace, Louis Vuitton, and all this. Nah, there's just nah. It's not like that. I mean, I've worn some of my fancy clothes sometimes, and people are like, "Ooh, what are you wearing that for?" And like, obviously, people are impressed, but at the same time, you just look like a bit of a knob if you just wear like super smart clothes all the time around people, because especially when you're going to student bar or on campus or whatever, like people are relaxed, you know, like they're not wearing Gucci or Prada, they're wearing flipping like Adidas, Nike, just the basic stuff, just casual clothes, you know what I mean? Like if you're trying to look more attractive or whatever, trust me, the clothing part ain't gonna work like too much. I know fashion's important, but in university no one cares about fashion. I hope those points have helped you if you're coming to university next year or this year. And I also hope it's encouraging and it gives you some confidence, because university really isn't as daunting as like people make it out to be, or your parents make it out to be, especially since it's changed since then. So it's a whole new format and each university is different. But I would say that in the UK, judging off what my friends have told me and other people and peers, generally it's a very, very comfortable environment in the UK to be in university. As long as you can keep on top of your work, you will enjoy yourself, and that's a guarantee. Thank you. This is Lads Hub. Please subscribe, hit post notifications, and hit that bell so you get informed every time we make a video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.